In the hill country of Ephraim, in a town called Ramah, there lived a man named Elkanah. He had 2 wives. One was Peninnah, who had many sons and daughters, and the other was Hannah, whom he loved dearly, but who had no children. This was a deep, sharp sorrow for Hannah, for in those days, a woman's worth was often counted in sons and daughters. Every year, Elkanah took his whole family on the journey to Shiloh to worship and sacrifice to the Lord of hosts at the sacred tabernacle. During the feast, he would give portions of the sacrificial meat to Peninnah and all her children. But to Hannah, he gave a double portion because he loved her, even though the Lord had closed her womb. Yet this kindness was like salt in a wound, for Peninnah, seeing Hannah's special portion and her husband's deep affection, became her rival. Year after year, Peninnah would taunt Hannah bitterly, provoking her until she wept and could not eat, just to remind her that her arms were empty while Peninnah's table was full. "Hannah, why do you weep?" Elkanah would ask, his own heart heavy. "Why don't you eat? Why is your heart so sad? Am I not more to you than 10 sons?" His love was a warm blanket, but it could not cover the cold, hollow ache inside her. One year, after the family had eaten and drunk at Shiloh, Hannah's sadness became too great to bear. She rose and made her way to the entrance of the tabernacle, where the old priest Eli sat on his seat by the doorpost. The place was hushed and holy. Overwhelmed, Hannah began to pray to the Lord. She wept and wept, her shoulders shaking with silent sobs. In the depths of her anguish, she made a vow, moving her lips but making no sound. "Lord of hosts," her heart cried out, "if you will only look on my misery and remember me, and give me a son, then I will give him back to you for all the days of his life. No razor will ever touch his head." She was promising that her son would be a Nazirite, set apart for God's service from his very first breath. Eli, watching this woman's lips move silently, her face twisted in grief, mistook her deep prayer for drunkenness. "How long are you going to stay drunk?" he scolded. "Put away your wine." But Hannah, gathering her courage, replied, "Oh no, my Lord, I am a woman who is deeply troubled. I have not been drinking wine or strong drink. I was pouring out my soul to the Lord. Do not take me for a wicked woman. I have been praying here out of my great anguish and sorrow." Then Eli's stern face softened. He saw the truth in her tear-stained eyes. "Go in peace," he said, his voice now gentle. "And may the God of Israel grant you what you have asked of him." Hannah's whole being seemed to lift. "May your servant find favor in your eyes," she whispered. She went back to her family, her face no longer downcast. She ate something, and a quiet hope, like the first star of evening, shone within her. Elkanah loved her, and early the next morning, the family worshipped and returned home to Ramah. And the Lord remembered Hannah. In the course of time, she conceived and gave birth to a son. She named him Samuel, saying, "Because I asked the Lord for him." The name sounded like the Hebrew for heard by God. Every syllable was a song of answered prayer. When the time came for the next annual sacrifice, Hannah did not go. "I will not go up until the boy is weaned," she told Elkanah. "Then I will take him, and he will appear before the Lord and remain there forever." Elkanah, honoring her sacred vow, agreed. "Do what seems best to you," Stay here until you have weaned him. Only may the Lord make good his word." So Hannah stayed home and nursed her son, her treasure on loan from heaven. For 3 or 4 years, she poured all her love into him, singing him songs, telling him stories of their God, and sewing the tiny clothes he would soon outgrow. She was storing up memories like sweet honey, knowing the day of parting would come. When Samuel was weaned, young but old enough to be away from his mother, Hannah kept her promise. She took him to the house of the Lord at Shiloh, along with a 3-year-old bull, a large measure of flour, and a skin of wine. It was a long walk for little legs, but a sacred journey. After sacrificing the bull, she brought Samuel to old Eli. "My lord," she said, her voice steady though her heart was breaking, "as surely as you live, I am the woman who stood here beside you praying to the Lord. This is the child I prayed for, and the Lord has granted me what I asked of him. So now I give him to the Lord. For his whole life, he will be given over to the Lord." And there, in the quiet of the tabernacle, she left her greatest treasure, her answered prayer, to serve the God who had heard her weeping in the dust.